What have you learned with your time on Reddit?
Carbon monoxide poisoning is no joke. You keep finding sticky notes inside your house too? I appreciate this reference. What does this reference mean? Can't remember exactly, but I think a Redditor was afraid that someone was secretly living in his home because he kept seeing sticky notes he didn't remember putting up, and so he asked on Reddit. Turns out, because carbon monoxide poisoning causes memory loss, he was forgetting ever putting the notes up. Thanks to Reddit, he was made aware of the possibility since the gas is odorless and got it sorted. I'm probably off on the story, but it's somewhere along those lines. Feel free to correct me. My favorite part of that story was that they set up a webcam to catch whoever was doing it, but then believed that the other person had erased what their webcam had recorded. After getting the CO sorted, they realized they had never properly set up their webcam. They just put one on a shelf and made a folder on their desktop called webcam. That my family is amazing and I'm very lucky to have them. Like never before. I'm super grateful for my parents and my in-laws. Y'all families are nuts. First positive one I've read in this thread. Given how much time we all spend on here, we can't half be critical of it. Good on you seeing the positives. If you aren't one of the first comments in a rapidly growing thread, you could put the COVID-19 cure in there and no one would see it. And a wrong, misleading comment can get thousands of upvotes and stay in top even after it was proven wrong with facts. Also, you can derail a topic quite easily if you get in early enough. Point in case, my buddy George has a stupid little joke he likes to do at McDonald's that one time went wrong. First he goes to Burger King and order a Whopper. Then we go to the McDonald's drive-thru and place an order for whatever I want that day, but I make sure to add in one Big Mac. Then I park the car, replace the Big Mac with the Whopper and go into the McDonald's and pretend that they gave me a Whopper instead of a Big Mac. He pretends to be really mad about this and always say, "What is this, some kind of sick joke?" It really cracks me up until the most recent time, which made us stop doing it. So a few months ago I'm set to play my game again. Mind you, I travel a lot and always hit a McDonald's I've never been to before. So I go in and start off polite and say, "I think there has been some kind of mistake, I got a." And the manager runs over and cuts me off. "You stupid bitch. We know all about you. Get out of the store right now or I'll kill you." He is irate, and possibly on pills or something. He unleashes more swear words on me than I've ever heard. The next thing I knew, there was a huge flash and I was flying through the air and slammed against the Happy Meal display. I was completely dazed, bleeding from my head, chest, arms, stomach and legs. My flak jacket was completely torn up. There was a tremendous ringing in my ears and my body was shaking. At first I was bleeding so badly I thought I was dying. But my bleeding was quickly stopped by all the bandages that my buddy, George, placed on me. The fight raged around me and the machine gunner, who was also wounded from the bomb blast. Finally, our CAP team drove the terrorists from our village. The Viet Cong left 4 dead and many blood trails. Now we go to Wendy's. People are really defensive over small things on Reddit. I once commented a story about how I accidentally stabbed myself in the leg with an X-Acto knife and had to drive myself to the hospital to get stitches. In retrospect, I probably should have called an ambulance, but it all worked out, and this guy kept arguing with me about how I must have been making it up because why would I need to get stitches for that? I'm like, well my dude, I couldn't get it to stop bleeding, and I had a pool of blood on my living room carpet, and when I went to the ER they had to do stitches inside the cut and on top, so I don't know what to tell you. He was very angry and adamant that this couldn't have happened the way I told it. It was such a bizarre thing for him to be pushing back on me about. That you can't post an unpopular opinion on our unpopular opinion because it is for popular opinions. People upvote things they agree with most of the time. Same goes for a meath asshole. The logical posts get upvoted while the actual assholes are downvoted. That Reddit is not at all representative of the greater population. It doesn't accurately reflect the world's population in either opinions, class or racial makeup, or age. Considering Reddit commenters make up only 1% of Reddit users overall, it's a very not representative sample of even Reddit itself. Is that true? My buddy and I regularly discuss shit we've seen on Reddit for years and years, both of us daily browsers. A couple months ago I bring up the conversation about if anyone in RL would be able to identify him through posts etc. He's like, well, I don't have an account so. My mind exploded. He browses Reddit without being logged in, doesn't sub to any subs. If he wants to visit a certain sub he searches for it. He's never made a single post or reply in his life. I could barely process it. Do not share your opinion if it's unpopular. It's not just that either. You can't be like, orange is my favorite color. Because then someone will be like, so you're saying that every other color sucks? But then you have to be like, that's not what I said. There are a lot of people on here who turn shit around or assume you mean one thing because you didn't specifically say that you didn't mean that one thing. It makes it really hard to have a legitimate debate discussion when everyone assumes they know what you are trying to say and you spend more time trying to defend what you didn't say. I don't know if that makes sense. I got called an anti-Semite the other day for saying Jews are white. My wife is Jewish. I know Jews don't consider themselves white, I was just referring to how other people label someone walking down the street. I clarified and several people doubled down, telling me I'm an awful person and a bigoted racist toward a group I'm literally married to. Edit, wasn't really my place to say anything about other Jews, I was just parroting my Sephardi wife's opinion. She's Spanish, Turkish, and British and looks like a Russian to me. Russians aren't Western, but they're still white in my book. I'm commenting on appearance and common day-to-day life. For all intents and purposes, she's white.